Innovation comes from aspiration. It comes from imagination. It comes from passion. It comes from people seeing that there is actually a better way, and that way is more exciting. The environmental movement and to some degree the social justice movements around the world have had the same, I would say, strategic error. They keep telling people how bad things are. And then, of course, all you can do is be less bad, or you just ignore it, because nobody wants to take in all this bad news. They're not crazy. There are 1,200,000,000, 300,000,000 people who don't have access to clean drinking water. This is a real problem. But it won't be solved by just reacting to the problem. It'll only be solved by seeing a different way of doing things that's more exciting. One of the things we've all learned by working with Humberto, the companies that really can sustain innovation over long periods of time, I'm convinced, whether it's conscious or just intuitive knowledge, they understand that you sustain innovation, you sustain high performance by creating high levels of well-being. This is not an either-or. People have to feel safe to take risks. People have to build relationships based on trust and mutuality. Innovation is taking risks together effectively. You cannot do that in an environment based on distrust and competition for promotion. There was a division of Hewlett-Packard we worked with for 10 years. They actually studied and internalized Humberto's work. Very few people know this. The biggest division of Hewlett-Packard, people who make the little cartridges called the ink supply division, had studied and internalized the work of a Chilean biologist to be the most profitable part of the business globally for a decade. And they summarized everything they learned with one statement. They said, to sustain high levels of innovation and performance, you must sustain high levels of social well-being. Period. They were very serious about it. And they were very successful. Part of the industrial age mythos that we have to let go of, it's the assembly line mythos. It's all about making people work hard, be efficient. No, innovation is all about relationships, trust, imagination, patience, perseverance. It's about high levels of social well-being. That's a radical shift in the traditional mindset of industrial age managers. So just as we're going through a radical shift in the functioning of our societies to truly move beyond the industrial age take, make, waste model to circular models, just as that's what goes on the large scale, on the local scale, it's understanding what human beings have understood for a very long time. If you want your village to last, if you want your society to continue to innovate and endure, you must create high levels of well-being. This is not an either-or. This is integral.